Alright. So, we have the Rotunda, Dock C4, Dock B2. Oh, there's tons of places. Yeah, it's really opened up now. Okay. Alright, well, first things first. Time since last autosave, 22 seconds. Good. So, no manual saves then. Not possible. Okay. Alright, well, let's have a look at this one, since it's got a yellow clock cycle. Hellion Crossing. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Hellion system are rare, but those that always return, eventually. Okay. So this cycle clock is going to progress by itself. I don't have any data or anything like that. Okay. Rotunda. Oh, here we go. Okay. Critical action. So, steal dock plans. Habitage security has to have plans. Stealing them would be the fastest way to get to know this place. And the most dangerous. Okay, so this one you would definitely want to have a 6 dice or a 5 dice. Explore the Rotunda. The Rotunda of the old dock is filled with passageways and concourses leading to all kinds of docking bays. That's risky. So, Dock Watcher, getting to know the Rotunda doesn't just mean new places to visit, it means keeping your eye on new arrivals too. And the Habitage Watch List. Habitage run the Rotunda and their security watches the docks, better to avoid attracting their attention. Alright. Leave them be. Dock B2, Salvage Sortie. Takes several cycles to reach the starboard belt and return, loaded with scrap from the old wrecks. Okay. Bright Market. Ask for directions. Why wander when there are hundreds of people that live and work within the Bright Market? All you need is the courage to approach them. And that leads to local knowledge. The Bright Market is the busiest part of the eye's lower rim. You can find anything and everything here. You can just explore the market though. The smells, sounds and buzzing activities of the Bright Market makes it a dizzying place to wander, but an enticing one too. Alright. So, and then last one up there. Low End Gate. Pay the low end toll. After some spacers caused some trouble in the low end, Yatagan have imposed a toll for entry. No one gets in without paying. 60 cryo. I do not have 60 cryo. That's that side. And then shipyard. Repeatable action. Assist a shipbuilder. You don't have connections, but you do have skills. If you can get a shipbuilder to notice them, you might be in. Haul materials. As a newcomer, you can only gain favor by grabbing a load of materials and asking the nearest yard hand where to take them. The only way to know the shipyard is to work there. No tourists here. But that's an engineer and an endure action, which are not my skills. So, yeah, alright. Not entirely sure why the game, like, forces the camera to go back the way it was when you start moving. Surely the whole point of this would be that you wouldn't have to worry about which angle it's at. Well, anyway. Let's see. I'm kind of wondering whether to steal the plans with a 4 dice. I think that's probably worth it, you know? Yeah, let's try it. Like, I've got lots of condition, I have 2 energy, so even if it is fairly bad, a 25% chance of a negative outcome, which means it's 75% chance of it being at least neutral, so I can gamble on that, I think. So let's go. Ah, neutral outcome. Plus on the Dock Watcher, but plus on the Habitage watch list. As you are fumbling through the security office, Habitage security calls out, "You are gone, plans in hand, but you've been made." Well, don't need to explore the Rotunda though, so that's fine. As you slip through the crowd towards the passages of the Rotunda, a voice calls after you. "Hey, sleeper!" Keep walking, turn around, run. I feel like you need to know who it is that's called out to you, because they've said sleeper, and that's like a very neutral thing to respond to, I think. So turn around. You turn to see a Havenage security guard, tag flashing, bearing down at you at speed. His hand is on his hip. Run. What's this about? Raise your hands. Alright, so now it becomes a... Do you try and bluff your way through? Do you immediately run? Or do you sort of accept that you have been made because the watch list has finished? I think it's still better to call... It's better to play innocent for now. The impact knocks you to the cold floor. You roll, dazed and in pain, scratching at the metal. When you turn onto your back, the Havenage guard stands over you, a compact black weapon in his hand. Don't run, he smirks. It hurts less. Explain, act dumb. Well, I'm kind of committed to acting dumb now. You start to reply, but he holds up a hand. I don't want to hear it. You newcomers are all the same. He reaches back into a pocket of his tactical vest. I suppose you thought you were free, huh? No law, no court, no rules. He laughs. The thing is, you took something that doesn't belong to you. He hooks together a pair of restraints. It belongs to us. I'd think one of you things would have more respect for property. After all, isn't that all you are? A piece of corporate property that has got itself lost? He reaches down to put the restraints. Now we own you. Resist. You try to stumble you to your feet, but you still feel weak from whatever he hit with you with, and he easily twists your reaching arm and forces you back down to the floor. Another voice suddenly joins his. You can't quite make it out, but the officer drops you onto the hard floor. You struggle against the restraints and then they release, and you are being helped to your feet, dusted down, arranged. Apologies. Feng's wonky smile greets you, then he turns back to the officer. You are done here, Carrot. Don't touch this one again. Feng is an Havenage systems engineer. The officer smiles and shakes his head. You piece of shit, Feng, he spits. One cycle, I swear. He trails off into incoherent muttering and stalks back into the crowd. Feng's smile fades a little. Shall we? He gestures to the tunnel. Go with him, and who are you? Alright, so now I feel like they're here to... They've rescued us, so they're going to explain things as we go. Let's go with them to make sure we're in a private place. You walk together out of the bright rotunda into the flickering light of the tunnel. You good? Security's jurisdiction is a little fuzzy, but they'll protect their property with a certain zeal. I'm good. Who is the asshole? That doesn't matter. I'm good. Glad to hear it. Believe it or not, we don't make a habit of roughing up newcomers. Me? He nudges you to turn at a junction. Havenage. We're all one dysfunctional family. Feng puts an arm around you. I'm not part of the security branch though. Don't worry, I'm with systems. What would be more useful to know about? Havenage or systems? Probably Havenage. Think of us as an administrative association for the lower eye. Depending on who you talk to, we either emerged as a response to or a continuation of Andre Erlin's original union. He smiles. Personally, I avoid the topic. He stops you in a quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you lift those plans and, well, I know a little about you sleepers. I have a small proposition for you. He glances around, but this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. He pats you on the back, his voice bright and his dark look gone. Stay clean, sleeper. I won't always be watching. He walks off down the dark passage, raising a hand in farewell. What could he possibly need us for? Overlook Bar. And then... what's that? Ankita, stranded mercenary. Okay. Well, let's see what Ankita's got. Hey, you. Want to earn a chit? Okay. Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Sure, make it 2. I mean, is the difference between 1 and 2 even that huge? Just go for sure. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles. What is it with this place? She asks as she lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Don't try anything, alright? She taps the butt of her sidearm. I don't want to put anyone else down today. Anyone else? Wouldn't think of it. Anyone else? She shrugs. What can I say? My temper's a little short lately. Ankita hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on then, enough chat. You've got to earn that chit. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way. And she sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. Why are you doing this yourself? What's all this for? What's all this for? Oh, this? She nods at the plates on her back. I'm building a treehouse. She gives you another of her looks. It's time for the ambergris, that cutter you might have seen sitting silent out there. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad on our last job and had to moor up here for a spell. But since then it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mine, so now she's gone dark. She shifts the panel on her shoulder. The upshot is that I'm short one ship mine with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded, so yeah, it's been a time. Sorry to hear it. Anything I can do to help? I don't know, got a ship mine tucked away in that frame of yours? For a moment you aren't sure if she is serious. Ankita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. I mean, we just kind of did. She passes the bundles of plates through the ambergriss's outer lock and then turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. Ankita throws you a couple of chits. Consider it a bonus for not trying to grift me. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. Alright, get out of here, she calls back, and the lock slams shut. Yes, 2 chits. New drive discovered. Fix the ambergris. Alright, well, I do need a way to have food. Sealed dock. Did we do the sealed dock? I don't think we did. Unlock maglock. These old maglocks look like they need an encrypted key to open. Why the heavy security for a decaying dock? Input 1 encrypted key. 2 maglocks seal the entryway to this dock. It doesn't look like anyone's been inside it in years. Okay. Well, we need keys for that. Ignore the bar. Bright market is still the same actions? Yes. Okay. Very risky, though. Alright. Let's try the bar. Get a drink. Cryo 6. You're unsure if your frame can metabolize alcohol, but this fungal drink fermented along the greenway seems like a good test. Overlook regular. The Overlook isn't exactly a restaurant, meaning the only way you'll gain trust around here is with a stiff drink. Buy rations. Tyler keeps some expired Solheim rations behind the bar for those weary spacers who ask why the Overlook doesn't serve food. Okay. Right. I suppose it kind of depends on, does a drink restore energy? Or does only food do it? It's worth a test to see, so get a drink. Start action. Plus energy, plus Overlook regular, -6 cryo. So it does give you... So in a sense, then, there's no necessary reason to buy rations unless it recovers 2. So let's see. Recovers 2. Let's have a look. 10 rations. 10 cryo. Plus energy, -10 cryo. Okay, so that is why. It's more efficient to buy rations, but you need to buy drinks anyway. And now I am full of energy. I don't need to bother with anything else. Yeah, there's nothing else to do there. Ambergris. Critical action. Rewire drones. Interface. Interesting. Ankita has a couple of glitch repair drones in storage. If you can rewire them, they can repair the ambergris for you. Ship shape. The ambergris doesn't look good, but time and attention should see it return to a functional state. Amber hull repairs. Ankita needs all the help she can get with the ambergris. Pockmarked with damage, the hull is a good place to start. So, grounded, the ambergris is in a delicate condition. It'd be all too easy to push it over into a cascading collapse. So, because my character is good at interface, it makes sense to be able to do this with a 5 dice or above. If I add the 4 dice in, 50% positive, 50% neutral. Let's leave it for now. I'm just going to see, is there anything else I would want to spend that 4 dice on? There's no reason to sort of save it for anything in particular. Ask for directions. Explore the market. Let's see, what else is there? So that's just opening into the other side. Empty container. So what does the Dragos thing do again? Back in business. Okay. Still haven't found a doctor though. Manual salvage is -1. That's fine. Oh, I see. Dragos' cycle clock is the main one, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days compared to the Hellion Crossing, which is also 8 days, compared to the Ambergris, which is whenever you can recover it, compared to this one, which is also 8 days. 4 days, okay. So in 4 days, something will change there. Oh, to find a doctor, I need to have knowledge about the Bright Market. So even though I stole the plans, it doesn't actually help me find the doctor. Okay. I will use my dice on exploring the market. Yeah. Neutral outcome, +1 local knowledge. And that is it. I do not have any more dice. I have 6 credits. Oh, hello! Sabine! Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. You are thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you're here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hablock, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve, but your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, this body, your body, will. You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Look inside, look at the enforcer. Look at the enforcer. The enforcer is looking down the corridor and you dare to glance at him. His purpose is unmistakable. He is there to intimidate, to threaten, and if necessary, carry out those threats. His broad shoulders are framed with a metal exoskeleton. A couple of mirror-like implants sit below his eyes like mercury teardrops. Subsidiary sense input or aesthetic markers, you aren't sure. You also aren't familiar with the geometric blade-like tattoo on his arm, but you make a note of it. You avert your eyes when he looks back at the queue. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel that gives a full view of the bright market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion. Ah, Sabine. Come sit, calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink, and then quickly regain their composure. Please sit. They gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from the expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. How long have you been on the station? They ask, the scanner still to their eye. I mean, a few cycles isn't true as far as I know, but not answering is a bit rude, so let's go for a few cycles. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. Essent Art doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which S&ARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? Yes? No? How do you know this? You're a doctor. They shift in their seat. You aren't the first sleeper I've encountered. You wait for more, but they go back to their inspection. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or for everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and S&ARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something. Anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh, you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice, they gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside. You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give him the space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, and soap their wounds. They look away. But Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the Starward Belt. Mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe they'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why help me? Thank you. Yeah, that's a good point. If sleepers are kind of like a second-class entity, not even a human, why would they help you? Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave. Sabine's still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Well, we found a doctor. We have to wait for Sabine to acquire the stabilizer. And that takes 3 cycles. So, I'm hoping at some point we can get a discount on the cryo needed to get into low end. But for now, we will need to end a cycle. So, minus energy and minus condition. All cycles need to end, rest and prepare for the next one.